Have you ever cared so much for someone that it actually started to hurt? You kept showing up, given understanding even when they didn't meet you halfway. At first, you called it love. Then you called it patience. Then empathy. But one day, you woke up and just felt empty. That's when detachment begins. And it's not out of coldness, but out of self-preservation. Today, we're going to explore the psychology behind this shift. What it really means, why it happens, and how caring too much can quietly turn into a form of self-destruction. Caring is a beautiful thing, but when it becomes excessive, it often hides something deeper. Psychologists call this hyper-responsibility, the belief that your worth depends on keeping others happy or fixing their pain. This often starts in childhood. Maybe you had to take care of emotionally unavailable parents, suppress your own needs, or constantly play the peacemaker. Your young brain learned that love is something you earn through sacrifice. So, as an adult, you confuse overcaring with connection. You chase closeness through self-abandonment, giving endlessly and hoping it will finally be enough to keep someone from leaving. But here's the hard truth. When you start caring for survival, not from genuine love, it's no longer a connection, a compulsion. When your nervous system stays stuck in this state of constant emotional giving, it eventually burns out. That's when detachment kicks in us, a psychological response to emotional exhaustion. Your brain essentially says, I can't care anymore without completely losing myself. Detachment isn't the same as apathy. It's self-protection. Neuroscientists describe this as emotional numbing, which is often seen in people dealing with chronic stress or unresolved trauma. When empathy becomes overwhelming, the brain activates detachment to preserve its energy. It's your mind's way of finally saying, enough. But here's where we need to be careful. If left unchecked, this protective detachment can turn into emotional withdrawal, where you stop trusting anyone with your feelings at all. There's a crucial difference between healthy detachment and emotional avoidance. Healthy detachment says, I care about you, but I won't lose myself trying to control outcomes. Avoidance, on the other hand, says, I refuse to feel anything, because feelings just lead to pain. One is about freedom. The other is driven by fear. Many people confuse this numbness with peace, but real peace doesn't come from shutting down. It comes from setting boundaries. Psychologically, boundaries are the bridge between caring for others and respecting yourself. They remind you that love doesn't have to mean you can care deeply and still have the strength to walk away when something is hurting you. Letting go isn't something your mind naturally wants to do, especially when it threatens your sense of identity. When you've defined yourself through caring for others, detaching can feel like you're losing your purpose. But psychologists explain that grieving what you can't control is a vital part of emotional maturity. It means accepting that peace isn't found in fixing others, it's found in regulating yourself. True detachment isn't a wall, it's a doorway. It leads to self-awareness.com and clarity. You stop asking, how do I make them change? And you start asking, why am I so afraid to stop caring this much? If you find yourself detaching, don't judge or try to understand it. It means your mind is trying to restore balance. You can retrain your brain to care without collapsing. Start by asking yourself, are you caring out of love or out of a fear of losing someone? Start practicing reciprocity. Love isn't real unless it flows both ways. And practice setting boundaries. Saying no is an act of love for yourself and, ultimately, for others. When you stop pouring all your energy into others, you rediscover what it feels like to pour back into yourself. Remember, detachment isn't the end of feeling. It's the beginning of feeling safely. Sometimes it looks like distance, but often it's just healing in disguise. It's your soul's quiet way of saying, I've done enough. I'm ready to return to myself. Because caring deeply is a gift, but caring wisely, that's peace. Thank you for watching. If this resonated with you, please consider liking this video and subscribing for more content on psychology and self-growth. See you in the next one.